Hi. Okay, I just want to know if you all can see me live. Thank you. Okay. See. Okay. Can you all hear me? Or you need some more volume? Like, do I have to increase the volume? Okay. Pooja, let me know when we can start, and then probably we'll. Okay. Sure. Okay, so far we have 10 of them. Then, yeah, probably we can just wait for them. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Roopa. I'm a counseling psychologist, and I've recently moved to Melbourne. So I have a daughter, and yeah, me and my husband and my daughter. It's nice to be here. A total different environment, and good to see a lot of new faces here. Yeah, miss home. Recently, in the sense, we moved just last year, so it's been just a couple of months, and it's our first winter here. Yeah, um, and it's nice to get dressed up during a lockdown and sit for a live session as well. Okay, so we're gonna talk on body image and social media. I'm sure most of you are very familiar with this topic, or you probably would have come across this. Um, so I would want you all to know that I'm talking as a mental health professional and not as a fitness enthusiast or a fitness trainer. So, um, thank you, Pooja. So that's how we're going to start about. You all are most welcome to share your thoughts or what you um, think about body image or social media, and I have list of questions as well. So it'll be good if you could share, and I would want it to be a more of an interactive session and not just like one person going on talking. I would want to hear from you as well. I just wish that it was more like a Zoom meeting where you could actually interact. Now I'm not able to see any faces, just mine. Um, so yeah, to start with, so basically it's for all the women who's watching this, and also for all the moms. This is going to be an additional no information for your children, as well as like no on being on a parent side, now how you view body image, and how it is connected to social media. So basically what we see as body image is like no, if you think in a very simple term, body image is like how we look, our appearance, our beauty. Yeah, so basically this is how we kind of know, we accept, okay, this is how I am, and no, this is the way I look. But there's a lot more beyond just body image. So body image consists of body positivity, body neutrality, body shaming. It also has how we feel about ourselves, that is your self-esteem, your confidence. And if we start talking about it, there are a lot of things associated with body image. um, so body image is like that work-life balance where we want to achieve something, but we aren't sure if we're going to get it at 100%. And there are times where we kind of have taken a step back and seen like how this whole body image like makes us feel. We feel anxious, we feel sad. There's this survey done where 91% of women are unhappy with their body, and I'm sure most of us have gone through it. I have gone through it personally. So at one point in time, I feel that we all have gone through that stage of not being happy with the way we look, the way we are, our beauty, our appearances. So there has been time. So let's accept the fact that yeah, at one point we were not happy with how we looked, with or probably how we look now. Okay, so this is for us. Let's move one step ahead and not being at the same place where we have all these years. Now that we're getting a lot of information, and like now that we are in a new place, in a new country, we like when we take a step closer to the next goal. The same time, we also need to kind of change our perspective. We need to change our views. We need to change our mindset about how we look at ourselves. So self-esteem consists of like how we see as a person, our worth, how we respect our body, how we communicate with our body, how kind we are with our body. So this is something like which is very important, and at times we kind of miss it. Confidence is like, it is completely contrast to self-esteem. It is basically how we feel confident, not just the way we look, but then the way we feel and the way we think. These are like the most essential things. We need to kind of take it in mind that our body is not just about how we look. It's not just about beauty and appearance. Yes, these are the things we need to embrace, but at the same time we also need to learn to understand that we need to kind of accept the way we feel, accept the way we think about ourselves. And body image is like it's like with the three very important component. That is, one is the way we feel and think about ourselves, that is our mental health, how we see our body. The second thing is like our emotions, the emotions associated with our body image. And the third thing is how we're going to improve maintaining this relationship with our body. So these are the very important things that we need to kind of adapt if we haven't. Most of us, what we do is we try to kind of this is something called avoiding and hiding. So for example, we try to always camouflage our flaws. We do wear makeup. There's no harm in wearing a makeup, but not to kind of hide your flaws. Accept it. There's no harm in accepting your flaws. There's also this, like, I think most of you would have come across this. I have seen personally, we would make a child stand in front of us to cover half of our body. We do that, like, no, or probably you'll push some other friend in front of you so that you, like, you're just half of your body is seen, and like probably you want to look away little thinner or leaner. We usually do that, like, most of us would have done that. And we avoid situations, we avoid going to beaches or pools where we have to kind of wear swimwear. We probably wear something else, but then no, we cannot, especially Indians. We are completely away from swimwear. I'm not sure how many of you are like very comfortable. If you're very comfortable, then it's like, no, kudos to you, you're in the right curve. But otherwise we kind of avoid such situations, like where we have to avoid the places. We avoid parties and events where you need to kind of know where the attention is drawn towards you. We also avoid places where you think that our hair is going to get messed up, my makeup is going to mess up, so I would not want to get out of the car itself, because we are people who want to look just the way, like perfect, like what we see in social media. That's how we are. And then we also avoid situations where we kind of people comment on our looks. Yeah, these are our friends and families, but then we try to kind of avoid that. We do not want to be commented on the way we look. We avoid dancing in public, or probably exercising in public. The reason is, like, especially when you see someone who's dancing much better than you, you feel like the whole attention is gone towards that person. No one is going to look at me, or probably people might make fun of me, and you try to avoid that situation, right? So think about, like, what are the ways, or like the situations you are hiding, and what are you gaining from it, right? We tend to kind of avoid. We kind of run away from situations where we think that our body image is kind of highlighted. We do not want to dress up in such ways that you think that, okay, our body part, let's normalize cellulite. Okay, every woman has cellulite. What we see on social media is, we'll talk about that later, but yeah, let's normalize cellulite, let's normalize scars, let's normalize rolls, let's normalize stretch marks, let's normalize pigmentation, dark skin, acne, hair fall, facial hair. Like, these are the normal things which we all are kind of over the years we get that. Like, probably when you're a baby you wouldn't have all these, but then as we grow we all get this at one stage or the other, right? So let's normalize these situations, saying that it is okay to feel that way. It is totally fine. I need to accept myself. Till you accept yourself, you are always going to be unhappy with the way you look. So basically avoiding these situations, like I'm sure most of you would have gone through the similar thing, that avoiding situations where you feel that you kind of little inferior. Also the places where you see this potential fashionable people, where especially not sure how many would have gone through this, but after coming here, when you see all those fashionable people at one place, or probably a big, very big store, you see them and then you kind of little inferior, like, should I even go there? No, how do I look, the way I look, my hair, my dress, the way I'm dressed up, and we are so much obsessed with our brown skin. Especially after coming here, I think that's like one of the things we need to teach our kids as well, how important it is to accept our skin. That's like the one of the major things that maybe not now, but at a later stage children will go through that, and we need to start at home. If not at home, they are going to face this is a very common thing. It's not just here, like even I'm sure, like even back in India, we all would have gone through of dark skin or brown skin, being inferior to people who have clearer skin, or people who have a brighter or a fairer skin tone. We all have this inferior thing, and you never know that you might pass it on to your children as well. When we see ourselves in the mirror, do not complain about the way you look. Okay, that's the first thing, like, because we have this habit of standing in front of the mirror and we tend to say that, oh, I've put on weight, this part is like no, it's more chubby, or I've got flabs, or I didn't have this mark. Your child is watching you. And what you incorporate at home is what your child is going to get in. Tell your children they look beautiful no matter how they look. Okay, for you, like as a parent, you need to tell your child that they are beautiful. Create that space for them to talk about their bodies. Create the space for them to feel how they feel about their body, how they feel that the way they look, the way they feel that, okay, fine, this is my body and I am totally fine talking to my mom or dad. So create that space. Tell them that they look beautiful. You are the one who's going to put all these values into them for them to feel good. If not at home, they're not going to learn it outside the house. They're definitely not going to learn. All that they're going to learn outside the house is devaluing themselves. They're going to feel more inferior, more complex when they go out of the house. So what, as a parent or as a mothers, what we have to do is teach them what is right. How do they feel about themselves? It's okay. Do not talk about diets at home. Do not tell your children that, we usually have this tendency to tell, oh, I gave this and my child gobbled very quick. And no, they finished it so fast. No, the moment you start talking about dieting, children actually get into eating disorder. We would not even realize it, but then it would have gone far away. It would have gone much further than we could even realize that, my child is actually going through eating disorder. Children tend to put on weight. Children tend to grow, and this is the time for them to grow. So let's normalize if they are too lean. Let's normalize if they're too fat. Let's not. At one certain stage, when they think, okay, fine, I need to kind of take care of myself, they will automatically get into their self. We don't have to kind of reiterating the same thing that, okay, you need to lose weight, you need to use a treadmill. I have seen parents doing that, telling their children, you're putting too much of weight, you need to lose weight, and if the child is too lean, they overstuff the child, they overfeed the child with food. Let's not do that. If some children are small built, that's how they are. We can't overfeed them and make them fat, or if you want your child to look chubby, you can't do that. Everyone is unique. That's how we need to teach our children. Every child is unique. No matter how you are, how you look, you are beautiful. And the moment you try to appreciate yourself, the moment you try to kind of like yourself, the child slowly gets that into themselves. They actually start liking it. I have a lot of instances with my daughter. So my daughter is dark skinned, and dark skin in the sense a little darker than me and my husband. So in India, we usually had this thing of, child is dark. And I'm like, no one is bothering about that. And we usually have this tendency of using all the prescribed or the advice we get it from our parents, to use turmeric, to use sandalwood, all those things, just to make the child little kind of fairer. And the moment you start doing that, your child gets that into their mind, saying that, you know what, I'm actually kind of a little dark skinned than my parents, right? And we stop doing that. We're like, it's okay, like she is beautiful and that's how she is. So instead of trying to correct it, instead of trying to fix something, let's try to accept it. Okay. And especially as Indians, we are born with dark skin, and there's actually totally no harm in it. That's no wrong in it. Because that's how we are, and that's how we are made. So we started doing this thing with my daughter. So she has straight hair, I have curly hair, and when I get people saying that, oh, I love your curly hair, at one point she also started like, oh, I wish I had curly hair. And I'm like, no, you have straight hair and that's beautiful. And I would tell her, you know what, at one point I actually wanted straight hair. I'm glad you have straight hair. And that's when, like, the talks, what we talk at home is changing a child's life as well. So she started accepting that, you know what, my hair is beautiful, I look beautiful, and my hair is straight. So accepting it. So you can't go and curl a straight person's hair like for a child, and the vice versa. So accept it. Accept with your child, okay, this is how you are. And since she was a small built baby, like compared to all her cousins, she was on the leaner side. So we often heard this comment, okay, why aren't you feeding her? And that's like the most annoying question a mom could actually hear. Aren't you feeding her? Like, aren't you giving her food? And like, how? Like, why? Like, no, although the mother, like, no, say, like, no, my parents would have gone through it, they would repeat the same thing on your child as well. So remember that it is you, your child. Let no one else say how your child looks. So if you haven't taught your child, or if you haven't spoken about body or the way they look, someone else is going to talk about that, and they are going to hear it from someone else, and that's going to be really bad. So talk about it. Create open space. Create talks where they are open to talk to you. Create that environment where they are okay to say that, you know what, I feel this way and I'm not happy with it. And that's totally fine. I explain it to them, like, why would they feel it, and it's okay to feel certain way. It's okay to feel sad about the way you look. It's okay, that's totally fine. But be happy with how you are. Be confident. Self-esteem is one of the very important thing about yourself. Start building that within your children. That's like the most important thing. Do not talk about diet culture at all with children. Don't say that you need to reduce your weight. Never say that, especially parents who have children of adolescent age or who are going like pre-tweens. Never say that to your children. You never know what they are going through, right? They might not be able to talk about it openly to you, but yeah, so do not try to talk about diet culture. Do not try to talk about skin color. Do not try talk about how they look, because these are very, very, very sensitive things. We would not even realize it, but it would have gone much ahead of we could have imagined. Children have, like, especially children who are going to into teens. I have seen my own clients who have sorry, exactly, people used to ask, are you eating kids share as well? Absolutely, yeah. So I have had clients who would say that, no, I look certain way and I'm not happy with it. Where do they get this? They get it from others, because they haven't had a talk about it at their own house. So let's try to create that open space within our children. Tell them they look beautiful. I often hear from my daughter, see, she's saying for herself, I look beautiful. And I'm like, that's wonderful. Like, that's what I want as a mother. I want my daughter to feel good about herself. Like, that's what else could you need? Like, what else would you accept? So That's like one of the important things. um going to yeah, avoiding. So there are these people also trying to, so as we spoke about chasing and avoiding, let's not be in either sides. Avoiding, where we kind of avoid our flaws, and chasing, where we are trying to always in under a pressure of uh, reaching that trend, that ideal trend which is existing all over the world of um, uh, we have to kind of match up to that level. We have to match up to like what's being a trend in the social media. Let's try not to do that, because once we start doing that, our children are watching us. Now that everyone is so good in digital world, children are watching us, so they try to follow the same thing what we do. Yeah. um Okay, coming to a question to all of you. What is your biggest insecurity about your appearance? If you're okay, you could type it. If you're not okay, that's totally fine. What is your biggest insecurity about your appearance? Okay, we're not going to judge anyone. No one is here to judge anyone. We just want open and honest talks. You know, what what is your insecurity about your appearance, or the way you looked, or probably uh, be it your skin tone, your hair, your anything, your body not in shape exactly, something like that. That's totally fine. If you're not comfortable sharing, that's totally fine. Wait. When I cut my hair short and transitioned to curly hair, I was so anxious, but now I have accepted and started embracing it. Lovely. Weight and skin tone. Absolutely. So yeah, how many of us as women, we all have gone through childbirth? Um, I'm not sure if there are women who are just married or not yet married. So most of us have gone through childbirth, and we all know that what is the whole process. The 9 months of pregnancy, then delivery, then postpartum, then body weight. But at times we have said something to other women, or probably to women about some other women, saying that, oh, um, she had a baby and she's put on so much of weight, she's still not into her pre-pregnancy weight. How many of us would have said that? I have done that. I would want to hear from you as well. At one point or the other, we all have body shamed someone or the other one, or probably yourself. We all have done that. We would have probably told that, oh my god, she's still no, she's so fat, she's been working out but then she's still not in shape, she's put on so much of weight after marriage, she's put on so much of weight after her child. um, yeah. Yeah, so I think most of us, it's a very normal thing to do that at times. Although we have gone through it, but we still at times we tend to do it. We have body shamed others, we have body shamed ourselves. And how does it feel? Does it really feel good? Definitely no. But when we kind of say it, definitely all of us at least think in our mind, even if we didn't exactly. We have definitely, like, well, we could only express it to people who are like kind of open and whom we are close to. Otherwise, we would have definitely had this in our mind for sure. Yeah. Um, when we say it, we don't feel it. But now when we're talking about it, how does that feel? That doesn't feel good at all. Like, I don't feel good when I've thought that you have gone through the same journey of having a child, and then post child, and then the amount of weight you have put on. But still, at one point in life, we have commented or we have thought about someone who hasn't been in pre-pregnancy weight. So how do you treat your body well? That's the biggest question. Like, do you really have to kind of know, okay, let's forget about body shaming others. We have done to ourselves, right? We haven't accepted how we feel, although we know that our body is unique in so many different ways, that the things what a man cannot do, we have done it, right? We have given birth to a child. We do, men do house chores, absolutely no doubt about it. But then there are things which, as a mother, as a woman, we have done things, but then still we haven't felt happy about it, or probably we would have body shamed ourselves. How does that feel? Time to think about it. Try to process this, even after the session, that how many times have I done that to myself? How do I feel talking about my body not being so good? How many times I would have felt not really comfortable, or probably I have complained about being in this body shape. Try to think and try to process it. It'll be really good if you guys can do journaling. Journaling is something that you write down your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, how you feel at a certain point of time. There are people who do journaling every single day. That kind of helps you to process how you think about yourself. It's a very nice way of writing down your feelings and emotions. Try doing that and see if it could make some difference to you, because there are times where we are not able to talk it to someone else. We are probably not in a position to even tell it to our husband, neither to our children or friends or siblings. But write it down and then see how you feel about it. That actually kind of works really great. That's one thing we usually tell to people. Journaling is a very way of expressing yourself in whatever form you can, right? The next thing we're gonna talk, a very important thing, is social media. We all know, we all are very active on social media, be it Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Yeah, so far I know these. Yeah. Social media is one way good, where we connect, where we connect with people of like minds, where we also connect with people who can voice out, where you can be where you can find your old friends, all those. But then do you also realize that it can be a bad news for your body image? Okay, now I'm not telling you to kind of come out of social media, no, but just think how you can think the way you are using social media. It can be bad, it can be good at times, but then the way you take it is what really matters. We see a lot of posts on, like, a moonlit vacation, a beautiful kind of sunset, or people going out for vacation with their family, or like a very handsome husband. All that we see. How much do we get carried away with what we see on social media? We really get carried away at times. Question yourself, is it really worth for me to even kind of stare at a thing, at a stranger, a total stranger, who is though attractive? Is it really worth for me to kind of keep staring and thinking, or trying to compare your life with the person who's there, who's a total stranger? How do you feel about that? Think about it and see, is it really worth for me? Okay, there are a lot of accounts, there are a lot of people who try to promote this fitness thing. There are people who talk about body image and how you have to fix it, or probably they would want you to change the way you look. There are a lot of beauty products who's trying to fix the way you perceive yourself or fix your flaws. There are a lot of fashionable accounts where they know the clothes which all shows only the models who are of no zero size or like no or thin or slimmer, how much do you think it actually uh, plays an important role with yourself? Think about it. Like, is it really worth for me to kind of accept what is happening on social media? Think about that. And how does that affect you in the way you see yourself? Do you feel happy, or do you actually feel jealous, or do you feel envious when you see someone on a social media page with beautiful looks, who has completely flawed skin, who has like the perfect shape, who has like a perfect house, a perfect, like no, they have uh, a beautiful view they wake up to, and then like their spouse or the children, whatever we see on social media, how does that feel to you? Or how does it like does it change your mood? Like if you're watching something the first thing in the morning on a social media, you're already not in a good mood, and you see something really nice on a social media, does that change your mood? Do you think any less of yourself? Do you think, what am I doing here? Their life is so good, and I am sitting here. I have to go cook now, and I have to send my kids to school. I have to go to work. I have to do the house chores. How does that make you feel good? So there are the certain things that you need to avoid on social media. Please be liberal to unfollow the accounts. Okay, I'm going to list it down. Keep it in mind. Unfollow the accounts that shows you about the way you look, that makes you feel the way you look. Follow the accounts or the people who think that this is how a body image should be. Follow the accounts or the fashionable accounts which shows only models of a certain body figures. Unfollow, sorry, oh, these are all unfollow, I'm so sorry. Unfollow the accounts which show you need to eat only certain type of foods, the diet food, eat this in the morning, eat this in the afternoon, only this in the night. Those things, how much pressure you are on doing diet to yourself, but are you really happy doing it, or is it just because you want to fit into the norm, or really want to fit into the society? Like, what is the whole purpose of doing this? Do you even realize that what all goes through a picture on a social media? There's a lot of photoshop goes, there's a lot of editing which goes. It is not natural. It's definitely not natural, and we do not know what are the life they are living. We do not know what are the ups and downs they are going through. But then all that we do is we just see the outline picture of it, and then we get carried away with it. And how does that make us feel? Is a question we really need to ask. How does that make us feel? We always think that people with good body image are the most confident people. Is that really true? No, it doesn't. Confidence has nothing to do with your body image. You can absolutely look, no, the extreme side of being the slimmest, and you can still feel confident. You really don't need to be slimmer or be in a good shape to be to be confident, to know that, to know your self-esteem, to know your worth. You don't have to. The thing is, you need, all that you have to do is respect your body, communicate with your body, be kind to yourself. We often see our pictures on if some, or probably a old picture what we see, like probably you're there in the group picture and your friend has posted it, how much we would have cringed saying that, oh, I don't look nice and they posted this picture of me. Or is it's absolutely similar to how you listen to your own voice record. Do you feel nice when you listen to your own voice record? You do not. So that's totally normal, that when you see yourself, when you see your picture someone else has posted, and you feel that you don't look good, and you only kind of focus on the flaws. The reason is, we are so used to seeing ourselves in the mirror, which is the reverse side of it, right? So we are so used to see ourselves in the mirror. When someone else posts a picture, we are not happy with it, and it's totally fine with it. Actually, it's totally normal to feel that way, because we are not used to someone else taking our picture. All that we do is like take selfies, because we want to give the best angle we want it, and which has to go on a feed, right? And we only focus on the flaws. If my picture has put somewhere else, I only focus on one part which is not nice for me, and I keep saying that, oh, this picture no makes me look like this. I was so fat, I was so thin during that time, look at me, how my hair was, how my skin color was. We are so obsessed with it. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize the way we look. It's not you, it's them. If you are happy with your body, if you are accepting your body, if you are okay to feel that, okay, this is how I am, I'm totally fine with it, right? If you feel that way, it's not you, it's them, because people have problem with the way you look, right? It's not you. If you try to, if you start feeling good about yourself, if you start feeling no completely confident with yourself, even if someone tells you the way you look, you all that you will do is clap back and keep going. That's it. And this is how we need to do. If someone says something to you, say it back. Okay, don't accept it. Okay, fine, this is how, someone says, oh, this is not looking nice. Oh, really, is it? Yeah, probably I should have tried something different. No, don't fit into, everyone has created their own bubble. Don't fit into others' bubble. Create your own bubble. Create your own identity. Your identity is very, very important. We all know that we all are doing this fitness thing. No, we work out. We all are doing that. Think of the women who are not privileged to do that, or probably the timings doesn't match for them. They have kids to look after. They have house chores. They have cooking to do. They really do not have time. Even at the time what they get, all that they want to do is rest. Would you judge that woman? Or no, would you judge saying that, oh, she's not working out? Why she isn't working out? It's everyone's choice. Let's create that boundary. It's everyone's choice, because not everyone is privileged to work out. Not everyone has the time to work out. If you have time to work out, absolutely well and good. If you do not have, that's still fine. That's still fine. Okay, someone commented, especially when a husband's commenting about a shame, we should definitely, absolutely, please, this is the time for you to openly talk about it. You can't keep hiding. You can't keep running away from these things. No matter, even if it's your children, even if it's your husband, you need to talk about. Let's stop this body shaming. Especially, it hurts most when it comes from your own house, when it comes from your family. How does that feel good? Like, absolutely, I know it doesn't feel good, but how would you respond to it? What would you say, like, if your husband is commenting about your body shape? Think about it. You can't go fight with it, but there's always a way. There's always a way to approach things. There's always a way to make the other person explain. And it's not just with the women, even with husbands. If the wife is body shaming the husband, let's stop this body shaming thing. It affects mentally people. I would not want to talk about depression, but yeah, it actually affects. There are certain people who are not allowed to eat this food. Why? Because there's limitations, because you are following that strict dieting culture. Eat whatever you feel like. Eat at any time you feel like. You're hungry, you eat. That's totally fine. You don't have to eat at a certain point of time. You don't have to eat only like carbs or proteins. Like, who creates all this? It's us, right? So why do you want to fit into that bubble? Create your own bubble. Create your own self. Create your own identity. And who says that dress appropriate to your age? Who has come up with this thing, like dress appropriate to your age? Is there a limit to dress? Dress however you like. And your daughters are going to see that. Your sons are going to see that. Let's try to be a role model. We are not going to be a model in a social media, but at least try in our own house, let's try to be a role model to our own children, because what they are seeing, they're going to learn, they're going to pass it on to their children, they're going to pass it on to the next generations. Let our children not be ashamed of how we dress up or the way we see ourselves. The moment you say that, oh, I can't dress like this, I feel this way, I feel like this, and your child is watching you, when you are not that confident wearing a dress, set of clothes, your child wouldn't be. And especially you are here, come on, you have all the liberty to explore, you have all the liberty to kind of dress up the way you want, because who cares, who bothers, no one is even gonna see you. Tell them to do housework so you can look after your shape. So you really don't have to exercise to be in your shape. Absolutely, there's nothing called like only if you work out you need to be in a shape. No, it's the way you carry yourself. If you see, there are very good accounts who has model of all the shapes and sizes. Just see the way they carry themselves, that's like kind of amazing, so beautiful it is. So it's all that is needed is the self-esteem and the confidence. We are in a 21st century and we need to change things. We can't be in the same place where we were earlier. Don't wear uncomfortable clothes just because you want to flatter yourself. Don't. There are people, like women, like probably I've also gone through it. You want to wear heels for an evening party, no matter how uncomfortable it is, but then you want to look good and you are in pain throughout. Why? Whom do you want to impress? Right? Whom do you want to impress? Let's be comfortable. Go and clear your closet. Take out all the clothes which doesn't fit you, the clothes which you're keeping as a motivation to hit the gym, the clothes which makes you look very thin, the clothes which is like only like the certain colors, because if you're dark you're not supposed to wear the color because it's going to highlight your skin tone. Who creates all this? It's us. So why don't we stop it? Right? There are certain, like I have seen people wearing only blue shades of color because they're darker, on a darker side, and just because it's going to highlight, it's going to like eduthu kaamikum, they say, that's how it is. Why? Try, explore. This is the time. Life is too short to wear uncomfortable clothes. Wear what you like. Be comfortable in your own skin. That's very important. Tell the same thing to the children as well. No matter how they look, they are beautiful. It's the same thing for us as well. No matter how we look, we are beautiful. And especially when you don't go into a level that you are appreciating others by devaluing yourself. We tend to do that. Romba over poirom ellathilum. We usually do that, right? We kind of appreciate a person so much that we kind of devalue ourselves. And we start to compare. That's the worst thing. We start to compare. We feel very inferior. We usually do that. Let me take a moment to just read the comments. We shouldn't let anyone blame us. Tell them to live your life before they blame. I agree. How we're carrying ourselves is very important. So wear clothes which makes you feel happy. Wear clothes that are bright in colors. There's no hard and fast rule of picking up the colors, right? Choose the colors which makes you feel good. Choose the colors which makes you feel good in mood, right? Take the clothes which you all these years you have put inside the cupboard, just thinking that what, how will I look in this? Take it out, try it out. But always make sure that you are comfortable in your clothes. Don't wear, we all often do that. We wear heels which are like, our feet is kind of, no matter how uncomfortable it is, but still we want to wear it because it looks good. We wear so tight jeans that it is almost going to, the moment we kind of take out the button, and the tummy is gonna pop out, or like no, there's going to be a blood clot because it's so tight, because we want to like no, everything has to be like compressed, everything has to look in shape. That's how we do it. So think about how you want to, how you would want to see yourself. That's very important. There are a lot of uh, over the period of this lockdown, especially when I was in India, there's a lot of those motivators and influencers who have come on social media, and um, I'm not gonna go deep with it, but yeah. So a lot of people have come, and they are kind to motivate people by saying something which you do not even know what the other person is going through. For example, not sure how many of you have heard this VBAC, vaginal birth after C-section. We do this online classes, all that. We like encourage women to go for a normal delivery after a C-section. You take 200 people at a time in an online class, all that you do you know each woman individually? Are you the doctor? No. Do not get carried away with what people say. Simple thing. Do not get carried away. It kind of so fixed in their mind that no, you know what, the first one is C-section, second one I have to go for a normal delivery because this influencer, this motivator has told me. Although the motivator influencer doesn't even know you personally, who doesn't even know how your body is and what are the complications you had in your first delivery, but still you go ahead with this just because you are carried away. So this is how a social media works. You get carried away with it, right? You get carried away, and there have been instances where like the women have been like so stubborn, saying that no, I want a VBAC, and because usually doctors do this because they want to earn money. That's how it's fixed in their mind. Listen to your doctors before even starting a fitness regime or anything. If you have any complications, do not just go with because everyone is working out. Listen to your doctors, consult a doctor, see if it's going to actually work out for you, right? Don't just get carried away with what people say. Listen to your intuition, they say, right? That's how it is. Listen to it. Create your own space, create your own boundaries. Let no one come and tell you what you're supposed to do. So think about all this and see how you want to process it. It's not a simple thing. It doesn't happen like over a night. It doesn't act absolutely nothing. Like even what we're going to talk, what I'm talking now, this will not happen overnight. This will take time, and accept it, process it. Yes, this will take over time, but I will work it towards it. I'll definitely gonna work it. That's the thing. We all have to give the impression that no, yes, I am going to work towards it, and see how it works for you. So all that we have to do is accept the way we are, accept our flaws, accept our body. It's okay to feel certain way. Yes, I have scars on my face. It is okay. Let me flaunt the scars. Let me not hide it anymore. How many of us would have actually thought twice, thrice before? No. Recently, we had a Zumba class, and then I asked this question, like, how many of us thought twice, thrice to pick up this activewear and wear it and not think for a moment how I'm going to look in it? I think everyone would have, like, including me, I would have thought like how I'm going to look in it, right? Everyone has, I think, like, why? But because others are watching us, others are seeing us. It's not how comfortable you are. You're going to, because you're going to work out, but it's how others are going to see yourself, right? So think, there's a lot of way to think. It's not just this one way of thinking through a live session. Think towards it. Write it down how you feel about it. That's totally fine if some certain things doesn't work the way you think, but write it down and see how you want to take it forward, how you want to educate your children. How do you want to educate, like, bring this up in your family, talk about it. It's definitely not okay to shame someone. It is definitely not okay to talk about someone's body. let's bring body neutrality. Let's bring body positivity. When you see another woman, compliment them. It's totally fine to compliment them. And when you receive the compliment the other way, that's when you feel how good it feels. That's like one of the good feelings. Don't stop yourself, right? So I would like to close here. Let me just see the time. Oh, it's 4:30. Yeah, exactly now. I would like to close here, and I'm open for questions. Anything you would want to know, or yeah. So people on Instagram, you can connect me. Basically building up self confidence. Yeah, you can connect me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I here and then post about mental health. If you would like to get connected, my page is, I'll just type it here. Okay. Okay. Any tips for each of us need to what is basically building up self confidence? Each of us need to work on this. Any tips? Self confidence, as I said, it's how you create for yourself. Any tips? I'm not a person who advises or gives tips. Okay, each individual needs to work on themselves, see in which way it works best for you, right? As I said, journaling helps. It helps a lot. Yeah, journaling helps. Journaling gives you a lot of clarity. It's basically you're writing to yourself. Uh, like if you have had a very good day or if you have had a bad day, writing about it, it's basically you are processing your feelings, you're processing your emotions and thoughts and how you feel about yourself or your no how you feel about your feelings basically. So that is about journaling. So building up confidence is over the period of time. Again, I said it doesn't have over the night. Things some things work, some things doesn't work. So it's all how you deal with it. So everything is like a hit and trial method. Yeah, and that's how we humans, we learn from mistakes, and it's totally fine if we do a mistake. We learn from it, we move on from it. Yeah. Should they speak up to someone to take help? Absolutely, yes. There's this to talk about mental health professionals. Please reach out to, especially here. I really like the way they encourage people to seek mental health support. Um, Please do speak to someone if you really want to speak to a mental health professional. Um, you can see psychologists, you can see counselors. In whichever if you want to see as a couple, you have couples counseling, you have individuals counseling. You so you have a list of things where you would want to have your counselor to have all those things. So you talk to any of the, I think probably here I think GP works, so you can talk to any of the GP close by and ask them for a no appointment with a mental health professional. Yeah, and if you are really not okay seeing them face to face, you can always take up online counseling. That's totally fine, or a video counseling, since now because of this pandemic everything is online digital, so you can do that. So every session is like an hour, and every session is confidential, so you basically have all the agreements that you have to comply with, that it is going to be confidential. Yeah, you'll get the list of things if you go to seek a person. I kicked out from my dance group because of my body weight. They want only slim girls. I was not fat, but my shoulder and built big, which made me bad and mad about my body image. Absolutely, most of us have gone through it. Um, I Yeah, so it's nice that you're able to talk about it, Pooja. We just wish that our children are able to take such situations in a better way, because we never had this kind of help during our times. Like, we can't blame our parents, because they also never knew about all this. Since now that we know, we need to educate our children and hope that our children take it in the right spirit. They are able to face things which we couldn't deal with it, right? um, yeah, thank you for your lovely time and tips. Oh, no problem, always a pleasure. I would like to okay, I could probably talk to Pooja about children and child sexual abuse probably next time. If you guys are interested, um, you can let Pooja know. Or yeah, it's a very important topic about children to know about their body parts, who should see them without the clothes, or uh, where do they have to reach out if some instances like that happen. And yeah, so these are the things. It's very a sensitive issue, but as parents, let's all be prepared. We never know what's in store for us tomorrow. We really do not know. All that we could do is educate our children and make a space, you know um, which is open for our children. I'm heavy from my childhood. I face these regularly, and for me, it's just another person telling. Still, I'm trying my best to work on it. Um, it's totally fine, Uma. Not everyone is leaner, or not everyone is heavy. I hear you, and yes, no one can stop talking, right? All that we have to do is accept yourself. That's it. If you cannot accept yourself, whatever people say, you will take it too personally. Not just personally, you end up getting hurt, um, right? So we need to accept ourselves. We need to accept our flaws just the way we are. We are unique. Everyone is not the same. Everyone is not created the same way. All of us are unique, right? Accepting, I know accepting is one difficult or major part in our life, but once we get into the habit of accepting things, it makes things much easier for all of us. Yeah, keep trying. There's no right or wrong way, or there's no right or wrong way to look. It's all how you see yourselves. Tell me, who's that? Love your chubby and lovely face you have, Oma. Adore you so much. That's nice, Pooja. It's always on the other side, right? When you're too lean, you want to be on the chubbier side. When you're too chubbier, you want to be on the leaner side. Yeah. Anything else, ladies? So are we good to close, Pooja? Right. The grass is always greener on the other side. No problem. Thank you so much. I hope this session helped in some or the other way. So let's embrace each other. Let's embrace ourselves. no matter how diverse we all are. But yeah, let's embrace and let's accept ourselves the way we look, because we all are unique and we all are beautiful, right? Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Yeah, thank you all so much. Yeah, you all have a great week. Bye bye.